Hello, everyone, and welcome to Section 6. Today, we are learning one of the most exciting parts of data analysis, that is, data visualization. You may have heard the saying, a picture is worth a thousand words. In data analysis, a good chart can be worth thousands of rows of data. Today's goal is simple. We learn how to communicate insights visually. By the end of the session, you learn or you know about bar charts, line charts, scatter plots, histograms, correlation, heat maps, and visualizations best practices. So now let's begin. Why visualization matters. Imagine I give you a spreadsheet with 50,000 rows. Can you immediately identify trends? Probably not. Now imagine a graph showing those trends instantly. That's the power of visualization. Visuals helps us communicate insights, spot patterns, detect anomalies, and make decisions faster. Now let's introduce our matplotlib. Matplotlib is the foundation of visualization in Python. Let's head to our code editor and let's see something. Now, as we've opened our code editor, let's import matplotlib. Dot pyplot as plot. Now, before we move on, we first need to install this matplotlib library. So we go into our terminal and we pip install matplotlib library. We hit enter, wait for the installation to complete. Yeah. As that installs, let's go on with the code. So almost every chart in Python starts with this let's line of code. Let's begin with some bar charts. So bar charts compare categories. Now let's take an example. Let's access this data set, but before we do that, we have to import pandas as PD so we can access it. So assign that the data sets to VF. Data sets name is simple sales data dot CSV. Now let's take the product column of our data. Is it products or products? Let's say products with no S. Okay. So we are taking the value count of our product column. Then we plot it in the form of in a bar chart form. Now let's give it a title. PLT. So title should be uh, products by name. Then let's show this ELT.show. Now our matplotlib is done installing. Let's go ahead and run this command to see what this gives us. All right. So I think I was using a virtual environment, but got disconnected. So let's just select the Python interpreter. But yeah, let's run this again. Oh, so sorry. There shouldn't be a full stop. Should be this instead. See the number of errors coming in the code. Yeah, I don't know if you can see the results. Hold on, let me display the results here. So it has given us, yeah, I'm sure we can all see the results here. It has given us the bar charts of the products column. So this answers, or let me say bar chart answers the following questions. That is, which category is largest, which category is smallest, which category should we compare? So by bar charts answers these questions. You can see the bar charts here of the products. You can see laptop, phone, monitor, webcam, tablets. You can see all of them here with their corresponding levels. Now let's move ahead to line charts and let's see what line charts does. So in the normal sense, line charts show trends over time. Now let's check that ourselves and see. Let's head back to our code editor VS Code. Just a moment. So I adjust this properly. Okay. Let's plot a line chart instead. Let's plot it in the middle of this. So plt dot plot our data. Let's plot from our data set. Let's see the tables to which we plot against. Let's plot the products against their total sales. So products, we are plotting products against our total sale column, total sale. Is that how it was written? Total sales. Okay. Now let's run this and see the results. Yes. So let me show you guys the results. That is our line chart here. This is very this is very clumsy because we are plotting the products against the total sale. Now, line charts helps us answer questions like Is revenue increasing? Is performance declining? Are there seasonal patterns? And a whole lot. Now, if it had been a real data set, you would have seen a much clearer um, lines here than this clumsy thing here. And it's also because we are plotting the products against the sale, the total sales. That is why the line is a little bit clumsy. If it had been a much better data, we can still classify or we can still plot different columns to see different results. So you guys can try different columns to see a much more better results that the products against the total sales column we did. Now let's move on to histograms. Now for histograms, let's head back to our Visual Studio Code and see for histograms, let's write plt dot hist, which is for histogram. Then let's plot the histogram of the total sales column. Total sales column. Let's run this. Yes, let me show you the results here. So this is the histogram. This is the histogram of the total sales column. And this helps us understand the most common values, the spreads, the outliers, and the skewness. So this is the histogram here of our total sales column. You can change the title here. Yeah. Now let's move on to scatter plots. Let's switch back to our VS Code. Let's move on to scatter plots now. So scatter plots, they reveal relationships. Scatter plots reveal relationships. Let's take an example. So over here, let's clear this one. plt.scatter. That is for the scatter plots. And we want to plot. Let's take some columns to plot against. Let's plot sale ID. No, there's a missing value here, so let's leave that one. Let's plot products against quantity. So we are plotting products against quantity. Products, sorry, products against quantity. Now let's run this and see what our scatter plots look like. Yes, let me switch to the results so we see. So now this is what the scatter plot looks like. Each point represents an observation. So this chart helps us see relations. Can have a look at it for some time. Helps us see relations. Now let's upgrade our visualization to something bigger. Something bigger we call seaborn. And for us to do that, we have to import our seaborn. Let's switch back to VS Code. We have to import our seaborn into our code. So heading back to the top, we import seaborn as SNS. But before we can use this seaborn, we need to first install it because it has to be installed on our PC before we can use it. So we go ahead with the installation with pip install seaborn. Just as simple as that. Hit enter, then the installation will start. So seaborn makes charts look cleaner and more professional. We are going to use it, but for now, let's move to Heatmaps. Heatmaps visualize correlations. So taking an example with this seaborn that we've just installed, let me clear this process for now. Taking an example with a seaborn we've installed. So let's take the seaborn, which we named as SNS, but our heat map to check the correlation, the numeric only being true. To check the correlations for our data set. Yeah, let's run this and see the results. Yes, let me switch to the results. Yeah, so this is it. This instantly shows relationships between variables. So we can see everything here shows the relationship between variables or the correlations in our data sets. You can see some of our column names over here. This looks much more clean and professional. Now let's take another example on regression plots. So regression plots with our seaborn. Let me switch back to VS Code and we have a look at that. So let's take our seaborn dots, regression plots. Want to plot X. Okay, want to plot X. Let's assign X to prices or price. Y, sorry, there should be a comma here. Y to sales. Then our data. Yes, some other comma here. Okay. Now let's run this and see. We have an error here. Sorry, hold on. Let's plot quantity with unit price. Yeah. Let me switch to the results so we see. Now, this is our results here. So we see that this regression plot adds a trend line. It is very useful for discovering patterns. So we can all see the trend lines here with our plots all over the place. Let's move on to another one, or before that, let's look at some of visualization best practices. So now, always remember to label your axis. Let me switch back to VS Code and show you guys. You should always remember to label axis. So to label the axis, PLT, then you label your x-axis, PLT, then you label your y-axis. So always remember to label your x-axis. It makes the visualization better. Now, always remember to add titles. So to add titles, you do your PLT dot title. To add title, then you put your title in the middle here in your bracket. Next thing is to avoid clutter, then choose the right charts to use. So bar charts are for comparison, lines or line charts are for trends, scatter plots or scatter diagrams are for relationships, then the histogram is for distribution. So always choose the right chart for the right purpose. Now, storytelling with data. This goal isn't creating beautiful charts. The goal is communicating insights. Ask yourself, what story am I trying to tell? Every chart should answer a question. Some real world examples of visualization is, say, in business dashboards, visualization is used. In healthcare, visualization is used. In sports analysis, finance, government reporting, artificial intelligence, all of this visualization is used. So every major company relies on data visualization. Now let's move to the assignments for this section. Now the assignment is to create a bar chart, a line chart, a scatter plot, and a histogram. So the bonus is create a relation heat map and explain one insight you discovered. So congratulations. You have completed week 2 of the data analysis course. This week you learned NumPy, pandas, exploratory data analysis, and data visualization. Now you have the core foundations used by professional data analysts worldwide. So in week 3, we'll begin SQL for data analysis and learn how to work directly with databases. Thank you for learning with me. My name is Joshua Dara again, and I'll see you in the next week of the course. Thank you.